everyone, and welcome back to the AustinTalks podcast, where today we're diving deep into, well, not diving deep, but we're diving into, my personal life. I can't say that I really do that. The only other one that I've done is my holiday video. Yeah, and this is the 10th podcast we have actually done on this channel. I mean, we did a review, but it's the 10th podcast. I apologize, everyone, for there being no Morbius thingy. No Morbius. What's it called? Not breakdown, but no review. That's the one. Review, because my software for that I use, XSplit, was just playing up. It really was. So I was like, what? Well, how do I tell people about this? I couldn't. The problem was I couldn't. I don't exactly know how to make a post on YouTube. Not that a load of people watch my videos, but I just don't want people worrying like, where's the podcast and all that stuff. And yes, it's changed to a Monday. Now, I'm going to change back to a Monday just because some people that I've talked to have said they prefer it on a Monday because it's actually easier for them to listen to. I don't know what they mean by that, but I'd rather my viewers be happy than my viewers be there I don't know what to... I don't know if I want to listen to his podcast now that they're on Sunday, so I'll go with the crowd. I'll change them back to Mondays now, and it's actually kind of easier for me. Takes pressure off me and changing them. But just to let people know about that. But yeah, this podcast is a part 1. Yes. This podcast is a part 1 to what I do. As you can read it by the title, I am talking about cooking, because cooking is something I really love to do. I find it very therapeutic. The difference in my family is that they like the food that they hate that it takes so long to make, yet 5 minutes to eat. But not me. I love the end product and I love the actual process of making it. Yeah. I mean, why I love cooking is it's just so... If you don't have, if you're not cooking, I think cooking is very good for a load of people because you have so much to do, you wouldn't get bored with it. I just love cooking because it gives me something to do and it's something I'm really passionate about. I'm taking it for GCSEs, but sadly you can't take it for A-levels, which I find is a bit stupid. I mean, there is only one kitchen in the school, but I think that applies to every food tech school. Anyway, yeah, this is going to be split into 2 parts because there's a lot to talk about, even just in this podcast. So if you split it up into its parts of cooking and baking, because people say baking and cooking are the same. They're not. I mean, yeah, it includes heat, but it's not exactly the same the more you think about it. I have the next 4 podcasts planned, so do not worry. Austin is here to save the day. Or help you with your day. I don't know. But I just love cooking because it's also something that brings a lot of people together. Say if it's a party, you don't know someone, you don't know a load of people, yet you make this one dish. That one dish, they could be your best mate in 20 years' time. That's what I love about cooking. You can get one dish. If you have one dish that someone likes, boom, you already have a friend. It's it's not something that if you say cook a brownie for someone, that'll probably not specifically for them, but just in general, I find cooking really fun. I really do. My parents are people that make. They're really happy that I'm like cooking, especially at my age. I mean, they think that so cooking's really it's kind of something that kind of runs in my family. Like my grandmother's, my great grandmother, I think, ran a bakery. Yeah, I think that's right. I don't know though. My grandmother owned a bakery shop, and then it's like that's been passed down. What else? Just my brother took it for GCSEs because he'd moved into a school where he had to take GCSEs, but he had to choose them that year. So he picked food tech, not knowing that what it was. Then he found out it was cooking. If he did not have an awful teacher, then it would actually be a good lesson for him. But he didn't have a good teacher, so it wasn't a good lesson for him. So yeah, it was like a really good. As I say, it's like something that brings people together because just food is, we eat it every day. We eat it every day. Even the people that fast during Ramadan, they eat it. So it's not like it's not different. It's not different for a load of people. Like so people they're like, oh yeah, that's a really nice dish. Yeah, how'd you make it? Blah, blah, blah. And that just instantly starts a conversation. Yeah. How did I get into it? It's just a bit of... I'm reading off the checklist, by the way. No one's asked me this. No, I'm not live streaming. Just want to put that out there. How did I get into it? Well, I'll be honest. I don't have an answer for this. Because I've been cooking for so long, I think I forgot what that was. Yeah, I really don't remember what got me into cooking. It's been... I don't know, like... It's been such a close thing to me. Like, I think I saw my brother cook for something, and I was like, I don't want to cook that. So I attempted it. I remember how this started. Oh yeah, right. I hope my grandmother's not. I hope. I mean, this was a couple of years ago. Anyway, so I wanted to have lunch, but my brother and I couldn't touch the cooker at this point. Yeah, my lazy brother would not be bothered to turn on the cooker for me. He says, "Oh, do it yourself." And here we go. I messed the thing up so much. I messed it up so hard. Like the thing was stuck to the pan, and when it came out, you could have made a dough, you could have made a hat out of it. It was that, like, if you carved it, it would be good for a hat. Like, it was awful. I remember what I made as well. It was noodles. It was bacon noodles. I miss bacon noodles. I haven't had them in so long. Yeah, like, I think it was that day I got so angry with him, and he was I think he was actually learning food tech that day as well, because our parents were like at work and we were staying at home together, and he couldn't be bothered to do anything. So yeah, he wouldn't exactly do anything. So I think I influenced off that, and even my brother, he had a real talent for cooking. So I don't really know what happened with him. He's used his skill, like, he's going to be good when he goes to university because he can cook for himself. But ever since he finished his GCSEs, we have probably not had one single main dish from Marcus. Should I have said that? I'm certain I've said Marcus more than twice on, like, any podcast. Well, yeah. Like, I'm certain he even sent me a picture the other day that he made he made cinnamon rolls, and I sent him the message. What did I send him? I sent him before that video played, because I definitely can't play that. I'm just looking through my phone. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. I said, those look good, bit overdone, but good. Maybe 5 minutes less next time. Crying emoji with a wink. And you went STFU. For those who don't know, that is shut the up. So, yeah, I just do that to annoy my brother. Because, we're brothers, so we're supposed to annoy each other. That was literally the whole role of being brothers. I read that in the contract when I signed to be his brother. What? Did I say that out loud? Must have. Damn it. Anyway, and then when he started cooking, I think I wanted to go into that. Like, I wanted to start cooking like him. But now, the more I cook, speaking of, last night I even cooked. I cooked a chicken pesto salad with sweet potato chips. Not chips, not fries. No, not fries, chips. What happened? School scrambled my brain. Yes. So, and my mother said to me, she went, Marcus was a good cook, but, yeah, see, I've there said his name again. I don't care. She said to me that Marcus could cook, but he couldn't cook to the level that you're at. Like, because I always have everything on a little twist. And now, when I see a recipe, I'll look at it for 5 minutes. I'll go to the frying pan, or I'll go to the oven. I'll know the thing instantly without having to look at it. Because I'm confident in myself when it comes to cooking, and I think a lot of people should be confident when it comes to cooking, because it's not. I don't want things to look. I mean, it's simple for me, but understand that other people are struggle with that, like trying to cook things like that. I mean, some people don't have the option to cook in this world. Oh dear God. Okay. Yeah. And also, when I was really, really young, like maybe 5 or 6, I used to be in the kitchen with my mum. Like, would you like me to help you? I would just watch, and I would just watch. But also, my grandmother, when she asked me, when she would ask me and Marcus, like, do you want to make a cake? Yeah, sure. Bearing in mind, he was about 11, I was 6. There's 5 years in between us. So we would go into the kitchen, cook with her, or bake even, and we'd make a load of stuff. And then it actually came one day to my grandmother's, well, I call her Nanny, my nan's wedding anniversary, and I wanted to make her a cake, but I didn't have that option. I didn't get to make the cake, but now that it's as I'm recording this, my other grandmother is actually staying here, and I'm going to make her a carrot cake, because she eats a lot of chocolate cake, but she never eats carrot cake, but she loves it. So she does eat it, but I give up. Yeah, I mean, the favorite dish that I really like to make is probably, what is my favorite dish? Well, my favorite, actually, no, I can't answer either of them. What's my favorite dish to make, and what's my favorite dish to eat? That's a good question. I'll tell you, one of the most I'm really happy that I made was beef Wellington. Now, I know that may be hard for some people to believe, but yes, I made beef Wellington. I was there when I said to my parents one day as a joke, imagine if I made beef Wellington one day. And I actually remember watching a Gordon Ramsay video but before I asked that question, because I think it was it was actually that. And then she said, that's not a bad idea. And then they went to the meat market, and they got a tenderloin. They went, we've got the tenderloin, we've got the pastry, we've got blah 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 blah. Do you wanna make the beef Wellington? It was a joke. It was a joke. I mean, I'm not a fan of mushrooms, but that was actually okay. I mean, where I live, which is the UAE, you can't find prosciutto. I mean, any ham will do, but you could not find prosciutto. I mean, I could have used bacon, couldn't I? Anyway, yeah, that was really something that I was really proud to make because I made it good as well. It's not something, it's the only time you'll know when you've messed it up. It's the same with candy making. It's the only time you'll know when you've messed it up is at the end. Because when it's in the oven, I mean, either way, when it's in the oven, the pastry may look good, but under it, it could be red raw. That's not having that mystery. And I'll be honest, I like my steak well done, but I will take a medium rare if I wanted to. I will have a medium rare, but that's probably one of my favourite things to accomplish is making a beef Wellington. I mean, I can make a cake at the back of my head. I can make a cake at the back of my head. Easy. And so is brownies. And I don't want to sound like a chefy here, but I hate using boxed cake mix. I hate it. Especially with brownie stuff, because it's something that's already made for you. Like, the only thing you really need to add is the eggs, oil, water. It's just so inconvenient. It's so convenient, and I like a bit of a challenge. So when I go to make this thing for my grandmother, I won't have to, what do you call it? I won't have to, I can't really. I can't actually use a boxed cake mix, because if someone can send me, show it in the comments, if someone can show me boxed carrot cake mix, then I will congratulate. Actually, you know what? I have a phone with me for once. So let's find out. Let's actually just turn the volume off in case something plays. So, what was it called? Carrot cake boxed cake mix. Let's see if we can find it. Damn it. Wait, is that orange or is that carrot? Aha, I knew it was orange. Wait, what? How? There's actually boxed carrot cake. Well. Either way. So at school for a food tech project, we had to make carrot cake muffins. So I made 12, and there's 3 in my family. Well, currently, because my brother is off in university. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, mate. I don't think you could see me waving, but hey, just wave to my brother because he's I think I could see him. Sorry, no, that's just me looking at a brick wall. Yeah, that tends to happen quite a lot. Yeah, like, and TV shows when it came to like cooking, it had a really big impact. Because Masterchef Canada, I watched that. I haven't watched it in a while. I bet you if I started watching it tonight, I'd be there like, right, I'm gonna watch this episode, that episode, this episode, that episode. I've watched every season probably 3 times. I mean, the same can't go for Friends. I'm still on season 1. I should not have said that. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. Because when I say to people I have not watched Friends, they literally look like they want to kill me. After watching it, now I know how significant it was. Now how significant it is. I've nearly finished season 1, so that's a big plus. So, yeah, hopefully I won't get my head chopped off. Yeah, like TV shows have a really big influence, because MasterChef Canada, they made some really good stuff. And and also the chefs are really harsh, but so when it's a good dish, and like my parents are honest with me, they're like a Masterchef judge to me, because like when they make something, even if it's awful, oh yeah, it's really nice. Nope, my parents will tell you if it's bad or good. Not that they're trying to be mean, but they want you to succeed, so they want you to improve. Because if you said that it's good yet it was awful, they'll continue to make that mistake. So it's good to have a critic and tell them what to make right. I mean, so last night I made the chicken pesto salad with sweet potato chips. My sweet potato chips ended up in the middle being raw because there seemed to be an issue with the oven. That is still a mystery to this day. Even in the next 12 hours. My parents said, they're not very nice. And I took that, like, I'm not gonna go like, I can't believe you would say that, I can't believe it. I'm not gonna go like that. But if they're being honest with me, then that's a good thing. And like, I don't want to go through making that whole mistake again. And it was not even my fault, it was the oven's fault. Because, well, actually, it's not the oven's fault. It's definitely either me or my dad. Because we left the thing on. Well, the gas could have cut out, really. Yeah, the gas could have cut. See, when I opened the oven, I didn't see a flame. So I was just like, I'm concerned. But I definitely felt heat. I definitely felt like I wanted to, I walked outside of Abu Dhabi because, yes, obviously it's hot. As I went to see Michael McIntyre. I went to see Michael McIntyre as it was a birthday gift for my dad, and we had to see him, and he says, I love coming to Abu Dhabi, but I have one problem. I have a couple of problems: the drivers, the streets, and the amount of people here, and finally the flipping heat. And he's just like, oh, we'll cook it. Right, we're cooking a chicken. We put it in. We take it out. Oh yes, I want to go to holiday in there. Like, you wouldn't really have to pay for a ticket. You could just live in your oven. It's not the worst idea. It saves you money, innit? Because literally living over here, if you've not lived here before, then you might as well be better living in the oven than anything else. At a very low heat. I wouldn't recommend living in the oven, because when you're actually inside a building, they have AC. I mean, at my school, like, if the hotter it is outside, the freezing cold it is on the inside. It's like, if it's 100, as I think I said this earlier, I think I said this last week. If it's 100 degrees outside, it's negative 100, and it's negative 1,000 indoors. To the point where I have turned a different colour, being blue. Right, moving on. So, like, I'm gonna go back to this. Like, TV shows are a big influence, and especially Tasty. I always watch that at least 15 times. I just don't tell my parents. No, sorry. I tell my parents I've watched it 15 times when realistically I've watched it probably 100. But that secret's between us, alright? My parents' favourite dishes are probably... Well, they've actually told me this. They said millionaire shortbread. Guy made millionaire shortbread. Now I know that recipe off the back of my head. And it's actually really nice to make as well. It's something that my parents, it's dead easy to make, and I even say to them, like, why don't you make it? And they were just like, you know the recipe. If I give you the recipe, just no, you just make it. I think it's because I've got the magic touch when it comes to cooking. I'm joking. I don't. My mum's is definitely millionaire shortbread. My dad's is probably... What is my dad's favourite dish? I don't know. I could grab him in the room if I really wanted to. Dad? I know he's indoors, but I don't actually think he's there. Father? Father? No, he ain't there. No, I think he went to go get the milk. Anyway, my father's favourite dish, yeah. What's his favourite dish? I don't know. Like, my brother's favourite dish is probably the cookies and brownies, because it's sweets. Yeah, I mean, so when he went away again to, what's his name? When he went back to the uni, because he came over for Christmas, I made him cookies and brownies to take back to his flat. And, apparently, in the next day, they were devoured. So, nice to know that my cookies and brownies were going off to a good cause. By the way, just a warning to anyone that is fasting. Don't listen to this video. I thought that was a bit obvious with the title and all that, but hey, some people just sometimes, I don't know. Anyway, right, I'm still trying to think what my father's favourite dish is. What is it? That was that was uncalled for. Right. Think, Austin, think. Ow, I just punched my head. That did not feel nice. Oh, I've made a lemon meringue pie as well. That I said at first I hated it, but now I don't. I liked it. Why did it take me like 50 years to get that sentence out my mouth? Anyway. Some liquid to actually dry this mouth out. No. Drown this mouth out. Yes, that's the one. Right. Parents' favourite dish. See, I've really only started cooking when, since really lockdown. This is probably the first thing I ever cooked because I wanted to cook it. I think this is the first thing I ever cooked by myself. I remember what it was. It was a, so I was watching Home Cooking by Gordon Ramsay, and it was the peanut butter and jam cookies. That's what it was. Because then it was like cookie batter with peanut butter, then you put a dollop of jam. I'm so big brain. Sorry. Anyway. And what was what was I going to say about bananas? Yes, I was going to say something about bananas. This is something convenient for me because it's actually healthy and easy to make. And I really enjoy it. And it's not something that you're like, oh, it's healthy. Yeah. It's actually less healthier online because they add vanilla extract online. I don't. I just add a banana. It's banana pancakes. Now, banana pancakes, you would think it's you have like a banana in it, but then you decorate it with maple syrup and bananas. No. You mash up the bananas, you add a couple of eggs, you add oats and whatever fruit you want. Preferably berries. I would not recommend any mango type thingy. Yeah, that would be weird. Anyway, if you to add things like that, that's really nice, and it's something that I really love to eat. Like, say, I've made it the previous night, and then I go to the next morning. I go to bed like, oh, I can't wait till morning. I can have some of my banana pancakes, and also I make jam with it. And also, you may think, wait, jam is made with like sugar and a lot of sugar. That's not healthy. Well, when it comes to AustinTalks podcast, when it comes to Austin's jam, it is a different one. Right, you add a lot of strawberries, and when I say a lot of strawberries, I mean probably the size of a whole box, if you want to fill something appropriately. Anyway, you add a dash of lemon juice. I added some, lemon zest at one point. I heavily regret that, because my God, did it take your lips off. I think it would have been worse. I mean, I love eating a melon. I know that sounds, probably because I am one. I am mentally a lemon, as my dad says. But yeah, I added lemon zest. It literally took my lips off. I was like, right, I need to make another batch because this is too sour. So I mixed the other batch with the new batch, and it actually tasted a lot better. If you use stevia sweetener, because sweetener, usually you'd hear it and you were like, wait, that's not healthy either. No, if you get powdered stuff, it's healthy. And is making breakfast baking? Or yeah, I would like to ask this, because some people say it is baking. I disagree. Is cooking breakfast baking? Because that doesn't really apply to an omelette. So if you want a nice omelette in the morning, that's baking apparently. I don't see how that adds up, but hey, I ain't a genius. I never was, but anyway. What else was I going to say? Yeah, making things at breakfast I really enjoy, because it's something to get you reared for the day. And when I spend like a day, when my mum says, "Oh, can you make this for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Anything else? Yeah, can you make this?" I just spend one whole day trying to do the whole thing, because it makes my life a lot easier. Speaking of, my favorite breakfast thing to actually make, these two things aren't healthy, let me tell you. So I love making French toast with cinnamon apples. And then I love making crepes as well with caramelized bananas. Yes, I'm all chefy and all that. Yeah, I remember one day, so my brother gets up at stupid o'clock, this being like 12. So he gets up, I remember this day, so he said to me, Austin, could you cook me breakfast? Yeah, sure, what do you want? Can I have some French toast? I'm no one ever lied, this was how he sounded. I'm not putting this on. What would you like on top of it? I would like bananas. Okay, okay. I cook it for him, and I would just like to say, he had we had a friend staying with us as well, and she was just like, "Can I have some as well?" I was just like, "Yeah, sure." And she'd come over from his, what's it called? It's like university. She's a very nice person. Apparently my brother made a load of pancakes for her, while he was at the flat, and she said apparently that my French toast was better than his pancakes, and for the rest of the day he was in a mood. He did not want to look at me as well. I found that quite funny. Jealousy is not looking good on anyone, because that's when the truth comes out. Anyway, I've just realised I'm telling all these stories, and I'm actually 6 in, and we have 10 here, and we're 33 minutes into this recording, so this is quite fun. Any other cooking's favourite stories? I have another. These stories are coming in. Anyway, so my friend from the UK decided to stay here for a couple nights. Well, we didn't decide, but this was all planned about a month ago. But he wanted cooked breakfast, so I was just like, yeah, go ahead. I'll make it for you. He was just like, can you teach me how to make some stuff? Yeah, sure. And as soon as I asked him, so I made the thing for him. I taught him how to make it. I said, you ready? And he just went, nope. And he enjoyed actually eating it than actually making it. I don't understand with people. Some people in my family, they love eating it, yet they don't like making it. What's so weird with me? Say beef Wellington. I can't exactly say I was ecstatic to try that, because I don't like mushrooms. I despise them. I wish I was allergic to them. Anyway, so I just don't get that. I just didn't get that at all. Yeah. So I made it for him, and he just said it was really good. And actually, on my holiday when I went to his house, he said, "Could you cook a breakfast?" So I cooked breakfast again, and he said he liked it again. And while I was there, I actually cooked them risotto. Risotto is something I really like to make because it's I love Italian food. I don't think if someone does not like Italian food, you need help. Pizza is so good. Pasta is so good, depending if it's actually cooked. A lot of people decide to have it not al dente. I think I had a frog in my throat there, and I'm getting like the driest lips right now. And then what was I saying? What was I saying? Huh? What was I saying? Oh yes, I remember. Yeah, so I went to his house and I made risotto, and I like and just I found risotto's it's such a creamy thing. Yeah, it's say if you can't have like dairy products like butter, cheese, or anything. I mean that you made it with no dairy and it was still creamy. That just I love Italian food, I really do. Yeah, and then Mike, I've been asked this quite a lot, and what's my cooking dream? For those who don't know, I really love writing, and when I say the word writing, you probably know where this is going already. I really love writing, and writing a cookbook is something that I've always wanted to do, but I never knew what to write about. But until I sat down with my mum one day, and she was just like, "You really love doing all these stuff," and I was just like, "Yes, I do. Would you like to do this?" I was just like, "Yeah, but I don't know how to write one." She gave me an idea. Done. I'm already there. So I am actually currently trying to write a cookbook. So I've been going to coffee shops to grab coffee and go and write, because that is something I like to do. Probably shouldn't say that publicly. No, something else. I was going to say something, but I probably shouldn't say that publicly, so I won't. I know when my thingy, my mouth should be kept quiet and when it shouldn't. Anyway. Again, another frog in my throat. Can I have more frogs in my throat, please? And then, I think I've already explained this, like who's the favorite chef. I can't say it's me, because I really like the things that my mum makes. She makes the best lasagna. She makes the best lamb curry. She makes the best lamb curry. What's something good that my dad makes? He makes a good Christmas cake, which is a fruit cake. It's called Christmas cake, but we call it fruit cake, just an excuse to have it during the year. Anyway, like my brother, he made a Victoria sponge. I actually made a Victoria sponge. I remember we were actually living in our old house at this point, and we were watching the Brit Awards. Yeah, we were watching the Brit Awards, and I made a thingy that day. I made a Victoria sponge that day, but I also I was like in and out the kitchen trying to not miss the Brit Awards and all that. And I think it was the year, I was going to say like it's the year that Jack Whitehall hosted it, but he's hosted it every year, so it's not really a difference anyway. So he hosted, no, it was the one where Arlo Parks was singing, "You're not alone, what you think you are, we all have scars, I know it's hard, you're not alone." Anyway, she sang that one. That there was not a lot, I've got to say, that song you didn't have a lot of lyrics to learn there. Anyway, and like I don't know like who the better favorite is in the house, because we equal. I mean, I don't. Sorry, Marcus, but you're probably at the bottom, seeming as you don't cook for us anymore. If you actually cook for us, you'd probably make it quite high, down. You'd probably make it higher than Dad, and probably higher than Dad. But you don't. So I another day that I actually cooked for him was actually, I remember this actually so vividly. So again, I went to wake him up, and he was just like, "Can you make me something? What would you like?" And he said, "The Harley Quinn sandwich." I literally thought he was on something. I was just like, "What are you talking about?" It's the egg sandwich. Oh, the egg sandwich. Oh. Hold the hot sauce. Yes, sir. What drink would you like? Coffee. I was being sarcastic. Anyway, and I made it for him. He ate it. He said, "It doesn't taste the same." I felt like slapping him. I mean, I love American cheese, but when he said, "It doesn't taste the same," bear in mind, yes, he's older than me, yet he was half asleep. He was there like, let alone him being 18, he still sounded like a 2-year-old. So I made that for him. I've made quite a lot of things for him. When he says his pancakes, oh my god. I remember something that I did. Oh, yeah, I remember something that I did. It's such an embarrassing story. Right. So, obviously, baking soda and baking powder and baking soda and baking powder are two completely different things. And for the batter that I was making, you actually need quite a lot of baking powder. And baking powder just tastes the same as flour. It just tastes like dust. But I asked my dad, is it the same as bicarbonate of soda? And I think he said yes. So I used that. And I used a lot of it. I ate it. It was saltier than salt. And he said, "Oh, what did you do that with?" I said, "Baking soda." And he just went, "What? Why?" I went, "Because you said so." "No, I thought you said baking powder." That was if you want to talk about the most embarrassing thing in the kitchen, it was probably that. Because I knew what I was doing, but I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what I was doing, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Whenever I make pancakes, it's always the banana ones. I think it's just habit. When was the last time I made a regular pancake? Yeah, it's actually not that long ago, actually, as the more I think about it. I mean, my favourite chefs... just need a little drop of water, because a drop of water helps the medicine go down. Literally. Actually, I was watching Britain's Got Talent last night, and this Mary Poppins woman came flying down, and her performance made me just think so much less of Mary Poppins, to the point where I will never watch it the same again. Moving swiftly on. My favourite chefs are Claudio Aprile. If you do not know who Claudio Aprile is, I'll find you, and I'm joking. I won't blame you if you don't know who he is. He is quite an unknown person, but you still should know who he is. I'm gonna kill you. I'm not insane. Anyway, Jamie Oliver as well. I was going to say Joey Tribbiani, but that's not a chef. That's just someone that plays someone in... No, that's just a character from Flippin' Friends. Oh my god. I'll be there for you. Okay, before we get copyrighted. So, and then, like, Gordon Ramsay, Jamie Oliver, easy, because they're the most... I mean, it'd probably be better if I could watch him on TV without my parents going, like, "Oh, he swears quite a lot." I mean, I'd probably hear worse at school than I do And yeah, but like that was like at a young age. But now, like when I say, "Can I put MasterChef on?" Yeah, go ahead. And then the swearing comes out. You would have thought it's the second language. It kind of is, because my brother just swears in class. Well, no, not in class, in the home. My parents don't tell him off for it, so it's just our second language, I guess. Anyway, my favourite cookbooks as well are the Jamie Oliver ones and the Gordon Ramsay ones. We actually when we went to my friend's house, and I was staying over there, I went there to surprise him, so I was actually there before him, because he was coming off a flight. So I was there, and we were talking, my parents and them were talking, and we got to the cooking, conversation, and they said, "Oh, we have Gordon Ramsay cookbooks." She gave one to me, not as a gift. Well, she just made me, that's the one, let me look at it. I think I fell in love with the cookbook, because, oh my god, did I love that book to the end of the world. I really love that book. Yes. Yeah, that was a highlight of my visit to his house. I'm joking. I'm yeah. Anyway, my favorite cookbooks are like those ones, because there is a lot of detail in them. When I went to I went to Jamie Oliver page and it said granola. Oh, that's easy to make. Nope, there was about 50 ingredients in there. Anyway, and yeah. Oh, speaking of tonight, I'm actually gonna make some banana pancakes and more jam, because I actually need to stock up on my jam. Yeah, thanks, guys, for reminding me. And that'll be my tomorrow's breakfast. Whoopee! Go team! And by the way, there is no carbs in it, because all it is bananas, and then fruit, and then something else. And I'm pretty sure. And what my dad made, so he's on keto at the moment. So, and my lip is currently in pain. Moving on. He was, what was it? What was the word? So he made a blueberry mug muffin. Mug muffin, not mug muffin. There is a difference. So he made a blueberry, and it had vanilla extract and the sweetener in it. So my non-keto banana pancakes were actually healthier. Whoopee! So that was nice to know. And yeah, I thought that was a go team. I thought that was a go team moment. And yeah, and also another point. I remember the reaction to it. So my dad said, "I'm having pork chop for dinner." And he went, "Austin, do you know a cream sauce you could have with it?" So I made him the cream sauce, and he was just like, "Oh my god." So he had that, and he was just there like, "I need to cook the pork chop a bit more, because it was too dry." Boy, that thing was hard as a rock before I went in this sauce. If anything, the sauce helped it, even ever so slightly. I remember he had asparagus, pork chop, mushrooms, my enemy. Yes, if I had an arch enemy in life, it would be those flippin' thingies, because I hate them. And yeah, he said, "The sauce is really good, but the pork chop's really dry." Fam, that ain't my fault. You left it in there for an eternity, maybe longer. Especially when you cook it and then you leave it out in the air. That is just not a smart idea. If you're doing that, you need mental help. Unless you like a rock hard steak, which I don't think anyone does like anyway. And on YouTube, I watch a lot of videos. I watch Sam's Eats, Nick Giovanni. It's QCP, and then who's the last one? Max the Meat Guy. I watch them three. Okay. Sorry, I just spotted something, and I watch them, and I always, especially with Sam's Eats, I always go back to what he makes. Another thing that I really enjoyed making, and this was actually quite recent, and it's not the first time I've made it. Like, even in this house, like, if something's good that I've made, if I've made something that's good, you can forget it actually being what's the word? Like, you can't forget about it. You need to know about it, because they'll definitely ask you again. They will ask you, like, mark my words, I'll ask you again. I mean, Millionaire Shortbread was something that they were like, it's a must make again, and I know when I'm making it as well. Kill me now. But I'm just trying to say, like, cooking is something that brings a load of people together, and it's something that I think you should dig your teeth into, because it has its enjoyability. And my friend, the other day, I was playing with him, and he said, "Do you know what I would really like to be when I grow up?" No, because I'm not a mind reader. Anyway, carry on. He said, "I'd love to be a chef." Well, you have met the right person, buddy, old pal. Dear God, I'm not saying that again. Yeah. He said to me, "I'd like to be a chef." So I didn't speak to him about it afterwards, but I now have a lot of ideas for the little kid. Yes, he is quite little. I know I'm not name-saying. Yeah, really, if, like, I do also want people to enjoy it, because people like my mum, she does not exactly like doing the cooking, but then again, she just does not ask me. So yeah, if she says, "I hate it," it takes about an hour of your time to make it, then 5 minutes to eat. That's an hour of your life I'm never gonna get back. Just get me to make it. Like, I mean, I don't understand. Like, she knows I enjoy it. Why not ask me? Anyway, yeah, pumpkin pie was the thing that I made quite recently, and I really liked it. I mean, and it was the first time I've ever tried pumpkin pie. I was there like, wow, jeez, this is good. And I actually had leftover batter, and I was wondering what to do with it. But then I found that there was whole wheat pastry in the cupboard. But I made the pastry by myself, so I wasn't willing to make that again. So there was custom-made puff pastry. So I made it. No, I made it work. I rolled it out. I put it in. I was planning to make mini pies, but I could not be bothered, as a lot of people are. Yeah, and I also made. I went to this cooking class. It's actually close to where I live. I went to this cooking class, and I actually made brownie. I made a brownie there. This was a mystery box time, and the kids that were there, and this was vegan. I made the brownie vegan, and it was that good. They decided to add it to their menu. So I was just like, oh my god. I mean, I won't lie that I was really happy, and I went to host it. I was really happy about that. Yeah. What was another thing I used to do? And I now know how. I actually recently asked. I now know how to make like custom made pasta. But every time that I ask my mom, "Can I make fresh pasta?" No. I'm just crushed. Yeah, she just does not let me, which is quite depressing, because I really want to. I really want to make ravioli. And speaking of things that are kept in a little pocket, I tried to make eggs Benedict recently. I won't lie, the first egg that I made, it was a really stupid mistake, because the water was boiling. I stirred it round, and while I was stirring it, I decided to add the egg. No wonder the egg was going to break. You donut! But I swirled it, then I added the egg in, and then I left it alone. And oh, wouldn't you know it, that egg actually stayed intact. sometimes I question my own mentality. And I learned how to make it from one of my channels. So so it just shows that like cooking has a lot of an influence on a lot of people. So which I'm glad it does, because I feel like cooking should be something that is like close to people, because food is something we eat. Food is something we eat every day. We will not live without food. Someone actually told me once that you can live 7 weeks without food. Yeah, I know Barack Obama as well. Yeah, being sarcastic. Apparently some people can't read my sarcasm, which I doubt. My sarcasm is quite noticeable. Excuse me. And if you don't know I'm sarcastic, I can't say I'm offended, but I'm quite surprised. Just means I'm losing my touch. Anyway. So still trying to figure out what my dad's favourite dish is. In your hair. Don't know why I'm singing that. What is his favourite dish that I've made? It doesn't even have to be keto. Oh yeah, I remember last night. Because he can't have sweet potato due to it being on keto, so he actually cut up zucchini and put it in the air fryer. But he dipped them in his own taco seasoning. He read the recipe, and I think he got the difference between chili flakes and flipping chili in from hell, like the chili that you get from Satan. And he gave me it, and he was just like, they're not too bad. I tried it. I felt like I was being dripped into lava. It burnt, and it burnt, and it burnt. It wasn't as bad as when I had a 2nd degree burn, but it burnt. It definitely felt like that. And I have an ulcer currently, so that was really gonna hurt. That was really gonna hurt. And I drank my whole water. The water, not the one I have now, it was obviously a different cup, but I drank that water faster than Lewis Hamilton ran down that sped around that track. I drank that water quicker because I didn't think that. I was just not expecting that. I tried it. It's just, I can't wait to try this. As soon as one flake hits your tongue, wait for this. See, oh my god, it's burning. I added 1/4 of a cup of chili flakes. Are you trying to send us into the abyss of hell? Because he said, I think there's a difference between chili flakes and something else. And I was just like, oh my god, we are hopeless. We are all hopeless. Come to a crisis. We are not letting Dad be in charge, because we will be screwed. I think there's a difference between cookie and a cookie. I think there's a difference between blue and red. Well, no, really. Oh dear God. Yeah, that was funny, because it's just there like, it was the way he said it as well. It's just like, I think there's a difference between chili flakes and then something else. I looked at him as if like, are you actually my father? Or did we get you from somewhere else that I'm just hearing about now? I looked at him like that because I was concerned that I was with the wrong person. But no, he assured me he was still my father. I couldn't look at him the same again for the rest of the night. But he was strong enough to open the mango. Yeah, we got a mango yesterday, and then I cut it. I didn't think there was a stone in there, so I went to cut it, and it was very, very stubborn. Quite like me in school. It was a very stubborn mango, but I think it was because it wasn't ripe enough. Anyway, so, well, that will be the end of this podcast. End of part 1. We have a part 2 because we will be talking about bacon. Yeah, I talked about a bit bacon in this video, but I will be talking about more of it in the next one, because baking and doing that thing is something that correlates with each other. And yes, as I said, I will be moving back to a Monday, not to confuse any viewers, but I noticed some people did enjoy or did like it better on a Monday. And if you actually look at my statistics, the ones that I released on a Monday, I have more views. Don't quite know how that works, but hey, I'm not the person here. And I'm going to try and get some things changed with the channel. But other than that, I will see you next week. Have a great... Well, actually, I won't see you next week. I'll definitely, if my flipping software does not decides to work, then I will actually do the Morbius review. And next week will be the part 2 to this. But the next 3 weeks will be very interesting. That I hope you all enjoy it. And I shall see you in the next one. Oh, wait, no. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm missing one. I've completely forgot about it. Will that take us to May? Will next week take me to May? Oh, for God's sake. Then I have a Moon Knight review to get out. Are you kidding me, man? Oh, no. Anyway, I've just remembered that's 6 to the list. I can't say that this podcast is not something I enjoy, because it is something I enjoy doing, but I don't want it to end up being a chore. That's why I took my 2-week break. I was contemplating a 3-week break, but I stayed strong. Anyway, that'll be the end of this podcast. I'll see you in the next one, and everyone have a great day. Bye!